I think it's amazing. What I'm talking about today is the number one mindset shift that changes everything for marketing, for selling, all of it. And it's so interesting and it's so slight. Hi, Patricia. But it is so important. So first, I want you to tell me if you had to list your number one thing, what would it be? Like, what is one of the number one mindset shifts you've had to personally have or go through to positively impact your marketing and selling? And the reason I really want you to share, whether you're watching now or whether you're watching the replay, is because I'm not trying to say this one is like the end all be all of everything. Like, I think it's very important, and it is like one of the number one ones that I see impact my clients the most. But like, you might have another beautiful one that someone that's watching or listening needs to hear too. So please share that with us. So important. Tell us like what one of the biggest things has been that has impacted your mindset and created a shift for you around marketing and selling. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Linda. Hi, Carly. Thank you for being here. Hi, Julianne. Oh my God, you guys are making my life right now. Carly says, I'm changing people's lives. They need my service. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a provider. Beautiful mindset shift. I love that. Okay. So you guys know I can never like save the punchline. So I'm just going to tell you what it is. And then we'll talk all about the difference between it, how you can implement it, all of that kind of thing. But number one thing, hands down by far, is the difference between showing your value and proving your value, right? Vastly different things, although they seem small, and we're going to talk about what they look like, why it makes a difference, and all of that kind of stuff. But the gist of it is it's the difference between showing your value and proving your value, right? You need to think you're hot shit. You need to think you're amazing. You need to think you're the best person people can buy from. Like, all of that stuff is true. But are you going to show it or are you going to prove it? Difference, big difference, right? Linda says, getting past the fear that I'm bothering people with my marketing. That's such a great one, Linda. And I think that actually ties in a little bit to this too, right? So the difference between showing and proving. So let's talk about what that means. So proving is what you don't want to do. Proving means I'm feeling like I have to prove to people that I'm the best, right? And then when they don't take me up on something, I feel like I didn't prove it. I feel awful. I'm either mad at them because they didn't get it, that I'm proving that I'm the best, or I feel awful about me because I feel like maybe I'm not the best, maybe I'm not enough, right? Proving comes with so many question marks. It comes with a lot of resentment, and ultimately creates hustle, right? Proving means I must hustle to prove to you that I'm amazing, right? Proving is also very synonymous with deserving, right? So you guys have probably heard me say this a million times. Welcome to my world. I'm going to say it 100 million times more. But basically what I always say is that I don't have what I want because I deserve it. I have what I want because I decided it. I think the term deserve is just so fraught with issue and mindset shit and whatever. Like, I don't have what I want because I deserve it. Everyone deserves everything. Like, that's not a fucking thing. I have what I want because I decided it, right? But proving is very synonymous, right, with deserving. Proving makes us resentful and proving makes us hustle. That's all you need to know. Proving sucks, right? We'll talk about what that looks like. Showing, totally different thing, right? Totally different. Showing means I already know and believe that it's true and that I've decided that I'm the best, right? Which is different than let me prove I'm the best. So when I show up, it just means I'm showing them how that's true, right? And then when they don't take me up on something, I'm like, oh, maybe they just didn't get it or aren't the right fit. Doesn't mean anything. Showing is synonymous with deciding. I've already decided I'm the best, and so I'll just show you. And showing creates ease, it creates flow. Everything's easy when I'm just showing you that I'm good, right? When I'm just showing you my awesomeness, when I'm just showing you. Julia Wells is a very good example of this. Hello, Julia Wells. She just shows how amazing she is all the time. She like does something, she shows you how she did it, and that's it. She's like showing you she's amazing, and if you don't like it, bye, right? There's no proving. It's not like, hopefully I can prove to my audience that I'm amazing, right? But so many of us take that mindset. How do I prove to them I'm amazing in my marketing? You fucking don't, because that sounds like a lot of work that I'm not available for, and I hope that you are not available for either. It's like, I compare everything to dating, right? It's like the difference between going on a date and feeling like you have to prove that you're this like awesome bomb-ass chick, right? and going on a date and being like, well, I'll just show you that I'm amazing with like the energy in which I show up and how I operate and how I hold myself. Like that's kind of the whole thing, right? Exactly. I've already decided I'm the best, so I'll just show you. Like, not only is that stellar for business, this is fucking awesome for dating. So you're welcome. Double advice here, right? Yes, that's beautiful, Linda. Similar to the Maxim show, don't tell. Exactly. That's so perfect. I actually did not like put that together, but that's perfection. I need to play with that more. Michelle says, I love this reframe. So great. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Carly. Something you work on daily. Yes, exactly. Because it is daily work, right? But like, let's talk about the difference between why one creates ease and flow and one creates hustle. Ease and flow is just I'm showing you what I already believe to be true. I already believe I'm amazing, so I'm just showing you by giving amazing content, by giving a training that's amazing. There's nothing to prove. It just feels like an extension of who I am. Writing content feels simple that way. There's nothing to prove. I'm just showing you that I'm the best there is, right? As an example, you guys know I talk all the time about this idea of like, I get on calls and people buy from me. Because I look at it like I'm just showing up and showing them that I'm the best fucking coach there is. And then guess what? They buy from me, right? If I felt like I was getting on a call to prove that I'm the best coach, oh my God. Like I can't even imagine, like everything about that makes me want to throw up. You know what I mean? Like that feels awful. That feels heavy. That feels pressureful. That feels like everything I'm allergic to in my business, right? So like, no. I'm just showing up and showing you that I'm the best coach there is. You like it or you don't. I don't have to prove shit, right? But sometimes people go on the other opposite end of the spectrum where they go, I don't have to prove shit, so they never even show. They're basically like, someone should come to me just because I'm me and amazing and that's it. That's not true either. And that also matters in marketing and selling. You have to show. I don't know you from anyone. Like, why would I buy from you? You definitely have to show me something, but there's such a difference in the energy of like, of course you don't know me. Let me get on the call with you and show you that I'm the best coach there is. Solid, happy to do it, right? Which is very different from the polarizing energies of like, I will get on that call and prove it to you, or I shouldn't even have to get on a call. Do you see how that is? Julia says, so bringing this into my dating. Actually, it shows the last 4 dates all complimented my energy. Yeah, you're like, I'm just going to show you how I'm a boss-ass bitch. Welcome, right? I guess that's business. You might not use boss-ass bitch for dating, but also that, Julia. You totally should. But like, I'm just here to show you that. Like, I don't have to prove anything to you on this date, right? Julianne says, so going to journal about this one. Yes. So this is like a beautiful place to check in with yourself is like, when you're writing content, do you feel like you're writing from the place of let me show people how I'm amazing I am or how I'm the best they could hire? When you're getting on a call, are you coming from the energy of let me show you how I'm the best coach you can hire? When you're on a live stream, are you coming from let me show you? Are you coming from the energy of like let me prove it, right? So how I was saying earlier, and I think this is a really important point that I want to capture and talk on, when I was saying earlier that proving is synonymous with deserving. I'm so over this concept of deserving in every way imaginable, right? Which basically says that like I do this and then I deserve something. So I see that with clients sometimes who will come to me and be like, I've been working so hard, you know, I deserve it. Like, I'm going to hire you because I got to figure this out. Like, I deserve to be successful. And I'm like, you do, sure. Like, so does everyone. But like, have you decided on it? And they're like, oh, fuck, that's a good question. Right? Deserving creates so much resentment because we feel like we're doing something to deserve it. And then we don't get it. Again, we can apply this to relationships. How many of us have like thought we did the perfect thing in a relationship? Like, I was so good to him. I was perfect. Like, I so deserve to be treated well. I've totally done that shit. I didn't deserve shit. I just never decided enough that I fucking held the boundary for it. Right? Like, I'll do this so I deserve for you to treat me well. No, I always deserve for you to treat me well. Welcome to my boundary. Right? So fucking different. Yeah? Julia, also how you show up in dating, right? Like, this is what I'm not like doing anything to deserve this. This is just what I want. This is just what I've decided. That's it. right? And if you can bring that energy to your marketing and to your selling, it will be so different and it will remove so much resentment for your business. Like I know so many people that like secretly harbor resentment for their business, resentment for, I don't fucking know. I feel resentful would be a better way to say it, about their business because they feel like I'm so deserving of success and I haven't gotten it yet. The question always remains, but have you decided on it and are you showing it? Right? That's always the question, you know? And so it doesn't really matter how much you have done to deserve it, so to speak. It just matters on if you're deciding resentment for. Thank you, Linda. I knew my writer would know this. Resentment for. I would have spun on that for like hours. So perfect. But like that's the whole thing, right? I'm not marketing so that I will deserve to get clients. I'm marketing to show you that I'm amazing so that you know and can hire me. That's it, right? Julie says, yes, I want people to fly me for dates and plan all the things so I just stay in pleasure. Oh, and let me show you how awesome I am to be around. Exactly. Exactly. Like I know what I want. I know what it looks like. I've decided that it's true and I'm available to show you how awesome I am. That's pretty much marketing and selling. I know what I want. I want more clients. I've decided it's true. I've decided my success is inevitable and let me show you why it should be me. The tricky part there and why that's an important mindset hack is because it has to come from a place of so much belief. Proving comes from lack of belief. Showing comes from full belief, right? So full belief, meaning I fully believe, right, that I'm amazing and that I'm the best coach that you should hire, right? That you can hire. Fuck, now I've got it in my head and I'm freaked out. Linda, the best coach you can hire, right? So does that make sense? It has to come from that deep place. And it brings a totally different energy with it. Like I will joke with clients on calls sometimes that when I'm on a sales call, this is basically my energy. What up? How can I help? Like this, right? Like I'm not here to prove or to what I'm like, let me show you how amazing I am. What can I do to help? Right? Like such a different energy than like being on the sales call, like, okay, how can I say the right thing so that she knows that I'm amazing and so that I prove it to her and whatever. Same with dates, right? Totally the difference between ease and flow and leaning back and pushing, hustling, pressing forward, right? It's why sales can feel really icky to some people too, is because it feels so much like a prove mentality. So they feel like they're on the sales call like a dancing monkey trying to prove they're awesome. No, ain't nobody like that. You don't like that, the person on the other side. Sales call doesn't like that, ain't nobody like that. You are not a dancing monkey. You already know your value. You already know your worth. Just show it, right? They can take it, they can leave it. It doesn't really matter, you know? When you get on that sales call, again, like the dancing monkey, or go on the date, right? And you're like, look at me being amazing. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like, it was so great to talk to you. Thank you. Cool, I'll call you. And not call. Because that energy is not attraction based, right? And ultimately it's coming from this place of like, I know I'm not totally worthy or I haven't quite taken in my value. And so I'm, needing to prove that not only to you, but myself. When I'm totally rooted in my value, I'm believing that I'm the best person someone can hire, and I'm so grounded in that, I have zero feelings about having to show that. I'm neutral about having to show that. I'm excited about having to show that, right? When I'm in a place of prove, it feels supercharged. The energy feels different. The transmission feels different. The way you talk, the way you show up, the way you sit. That's why I use that sitting example sometimes when I'm teasing clients. I'm like, but do you feel like this on a sales call? And they're like, no. Cool. So like, that's your work. How do we feel like that on a sales call, right? Because everybody gets that energy. Everybody gets what that lean back, relax, what can I do to help you energy looks like, right? And so you can immediately feel it when you play with that. It's just a matter of like, are you bringing that to sales and marketing, right? Linda says resentment about, got it. Joanna says staying in the vibration of the pleasure queen. Yes, exactly. Awesome. So here's what this can look like. It can look like you're doing similar marketing, right? It can look like you're still getting on the live stream, you're still putting out the content, you're still getting on the sales call, all of the things. Like the actions themselves don't necessarily have to change, but the energy behind them and the way that you're thinking about it and approaching them do. Again, if I'm always approaching it with like, how do I prove today that people should hire me? I'm going to constantly be put in situations where I feel like I have to prove it. Does that make sense? So if I'm always in the energy of needing to prove it, situations are going to show up everywhere where someone's asking me to prove it. Basically, they're like getting on the phone and basically wanting me to be the dancing monkey and being like, you know, prove to me you're the right coach for me. No. Right? It's like the date. Prove to me that you're like a great girl. So cute, but no, never. Right? But like you're drawing in those situations. When you're in the energy of show and you're writing your content from that place, those are the situations you're going to attract, where you're just in a situation, you get the perfect opportunity to show someone why you're amazing and then they buy from you. Or you get to show your audience why they should listen to you and then they continue to listen to you, right? Totally different. Just totally different. So for me, when I'm writing my content, I'm more like, what do I want to show them, right? What do I want to show them today? When I'm on a call, what do I want to show them? Like it feels so exciting because it feels already here, already present, and like I just get to like share it with you. Like so exciting. And it's why like people are always like, how do you put out so much content? Because I have so much ease around it. Like there's so much flow there. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like a big effort. I also have a fuck ton to repurpose, so it's a whole other story. But like, does that make sense? Right? When you're trying to prove stuff in your content, it's going to feel pressured. Like if you're finding that every time you write content, it feels pressured, it feels hard, it feels like it's taking you a really long time, it doesn't feel easy, guess what? You're trying to prove, right? And fuck, there could be some other issues in there, let's be real. But like 9 times out of 10, it's because you're coming from that place of like, how do I prove to people that they should buy from me, right? So I always talk about this idea of how I got on like 30 something calls at the beginning of my business, right? And I don't even think I like had this in mind at the time, but I can just see it in retrospect, is I already was like, I'm really going to be amazing at this. So let me just go show the people. Right. And so that is what translated to having the 20K month after that, like right away in business, is because it came from the right place. It came from like, I'm amazing. Welcome to this call. Let me show you. Instead of like, oh my gosh, like I'm totally in scarcity. I don't know if I'm actually good at this. Let me see if I can go out there and prove it. Right? I work with my clients on this all the time. Like, how do you get into that place where you are most sold on yourself first? Marketing gets easier, sales get easier, right? Joanna says, surrender, anxious. Oh my God, selling, opening to essence, being, selling. Yeah, totally. Oh, doing, selling, right. So again, it's like the difference between am I doing, i.e. proving, or am I being, i.e. showing? Like there are so many parallels. The difference between deserving and deciding, the difference between showing, no, between proving and showing, the difference between doing and being, right? All of these are basically the same thing. And that one mindset shift around it can change everything and will change everything. Like I promise, if you take this in and do your mindset work on it and then go do a sales call on this, done, right? It's really interesting too, because I think you can see this in the podcast very much. Like if you listen to season 1, you can see when Monica shifted from the idea of having to get online and prove something to just showing people. You can literally see when that happened and when her results changed because of it. You can see that with Sam in second season too. Like Sam doesn't feel like she has to prove shit, right? It's like one of the things I love about her. And you can see how her energy is never in that mode. And it's why her business has grown so well. And it's why she's like stepping into this. Like if you listen, you will literally hear this constantly showing up, this idea of like, she knows she has to get out there and show everyone how amazing she is because she hasn't done that up to this point, but she never feels like she has to prove that. Does that make sense? When Monica had that shift, so many things changed for her in business. So many things, right? Julianne, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you feel like it's gold. Joanna says, I'm finding this new body sensation to open up to. This is essence-based. I think it's think it's foreign to us at first. Sure, yeah, I mean, I think it's a new feeling to try on, but I do feel like most of us have another area in life where we can find it, right? So maybe you're already doing this in dating and you just already know what that feeling is and you can bring it into selling and marketing, or maybe you do it with your family or your children or whatever. Like, you show them what the right thing to do is. You don't have to prove to them mom's right or whatever it is. Like, I imagine that all of us have ways that we're already doing this, that we're already in this energy. It's just a matter of harnessing that feeling and bringing it here, right? So for me, it was interesting because I had really already embodied this feeling in business quite some time ago. But then when I started dating again after I got divorced, I was like, oh my God, this feels so foreign. This feels so different. And I really felt an energy of proving at first. And then I was like, fuck this shit. I know what this is like in business. I know what this energy feels like. I know how to embody it. I know how to taste it. I know how to feel it, right? Let me bring it into dating. Everything shifted. Everything, right? Because I wasn't showing up in proving mode. But when I was, it all felt heavy and I felt like this all the time, basically. Like, I don't know if there's a better way to describe it. I'm certain there is. But like, you get what I mean. You're trying to like hold everything, juggle all the pieces, prove all the things. And then when someone's not responding in the way you want them to that, you're pissed at them, you're pissed at yourself, you're resentful, all the things, right? But like, I knew that I already had that down somewhere, so I had to bring it in. And so like, another great journaling prompt there is like, where am I already showing versus proving? And how does that energy feel to me? How does it feel in my body? What stories am I telling myself? What do I believe to be true that changes how I act there? Like, dive into that, because you will be shocked. Like Julia talking about like, oh, she's doing that in her business, but bringing it into a date. Like, it's so magical when you can see this is already happening here, so it can come here. I'm already embodying this here, so let me bring it into my marketing, right? Or like, who would I be in that way? Like, how would I market if I was just showing? How would I market if I was just, or sell if I was just showing? Totally different, right? Kelly says, love this proving versus showing. Mind blown. Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Julianne. I'm so glad you love literally. I love literally. That literally feels like my baby. So thank you for loving my baby. Okay, so again, I hope this is helpful. It's the difference between deciding and deserving, between proving and showing, like so important. I really challenge you to run with this week. I challenge you to, try it in your marketing, to journal on it, to embody this energy, to play with what it feels like and feel like coming from that place that your content will be faster, your sales calls will be easier, everything will feel simpler, and you'll be like, oh, this can be easy. That's interesting. Or if you already are feeling ease, try to go even deeper with this and you will see how different it makes you feel. So I so hope this was helpful for everyone. I love this concept. I've seen it transform how I show up, not just in business, but in dating and all other areas of my life. I've seen it transform how so many of my clients show up. I've seen it be the number one thing that catapults them in many ways, is when they just decide to show how fucking awesome they are and not even question if that is something to be proven. Again, one last thing I want to add is you do have to show it. Like, nobody knows who you fucking are, right? When I came into the online space, nobody knew who I fucking was. Of course, I have a responsibility to show it. Like, I have a responsibility to show you that I'm the best coach ever. But again, I do not have a responsibility to prove it. It's just fact. It's just true. I definitely have a responsibility to show it. So don't make that wrong, right? Again, the pendulum can swing. It's easy to be like, I don't have to do shit. Like, no. You absolutely have to show people why you're amazing. That's what's going to make them want to buy from you. But you do not have to prove anything. So hope that's helpful. Journal on it. Apply it. It's going to be magic for your marketing. It's going to be even more magic for your selling. And then let me know how it goes for you and if you have any questions on this. All right. Love you guys. Have a happy week, and I'll talk to you soon.